automobile accidents and workers' compensation claims for over 90 years. At LGKG, over 10,000 clients have trusted us to represent them. We know how to present your case to a Western Pennsylvania jury. We know what makes them tick. We know how to win. We all know there's an advantage to being the home team, to playing at home. And at LGKG, we have been your home team for over 90 years.
We're more than just a law firm. We're your friends, your neighbors, an advocate when life takes an unexpected turn.
We're not just lawyers that practice law. We live in this community, just like you.
When you need us most, we're at our best.
All right, we on, right, Ron? All right, well, thanks for coming tonight to watch the Behind the Plate with myself. I'm the host, Mark ELISCO. We are here again at Frank's Card Shop. Beautiful facility. This is we appreciate the fact that they let us do this. If you haven't been here, you got to get here to Frank's Card Shop. Wonderful place. A lot of good games, a lot of things going on here. I'm here tonight. I am honored to have with me the Mohawk High School girls softball team, two-time WPIAL champions, and they got a great story. I can't wait to hear their story here. To my right is Hank Pizzula, the head coach of Mohawk, and let me tell you something. If you're from Mohawk and you don't know who the Pizzulas are, then you're really not from Mohawk, right? Hank here has been a long-time coach. He's been guiding these girls for a number of years. Obviously, it's paid off. I have a number of players here. They're stars. You've read about them many times in the paper, and here they are in the flesh. Where's Lydia Cole at? Here's Lydia to my left. She's a first baseman. She's only going to 12th grade. You're coming back next year, aren't you?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. And you're a three-time starter, aren't you? 3 year?
Yeah.
Yeah? Great. And I got Reagan Magno. Where's she at? We all know her. You know about Reagan. Her name's in a paper. I'm the mayor of Newcastle, and your name's in a paper more than me. The way she's a pitcher, and she's going to 12th grade too, right? And you're a 4-year starter.
Well, I mean, hopefully I will be.
Yeah, you don't get cut. If Hank don't cut you.
No,
no.
she's fine.
And I got Adie Moskowitz, who's also going to 12th grade right here.
Yeah.
And Addie, right?
Yeah.
Addie, and she's a third baseman, first team all section. And you're a 3-year starter too, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you like playing for Hank?
Yeah.
I'm going to get you to talk. You know that right now. You're petrified right now. And on my right here is Lexi Stelter. She's going to 10th grade.
Yep.
And you were like the utility person, right? You're playing the outfield.
Yep.
And did you play? You played a lot this past year, didn't you?
Yeah.
Did you feel a lot of pressure when you were in the playoffs?
Yeah.
And everything? Yeah, because you were only a sophomore, right? These girls are seasoned, right? And you know, even though they're a couple years older than you, nevertheless, it's still a lot of pressure for you. Did you feel a lot of pressure?
Yeah.
You did? You were nervous?
Yeah.
It's a good feeling now. To my right here, I have Hank's assistant coach, Alyssa Young. Hi, Alyssa.
Hi.
Yeah. How many years you been coaching here now?
This is my first year coaching,
Is that right? But you were a player before.
Yeah.
And when did you graduate?
2020.
20. And tell these girls, how did you do in your senior year? How are you
Well,
guys?
my senior year was cut short because of COVID, so we
Oh,
didn't
that's
really have
right.
like a full on-section play. We played games. I forget where we played.
We
Mahoney
played
Field
over in Laurel.
or at Laurel. So I didn't have like a real senior year feel, but all the other years playing for Hank was a blast.
It was yes, I'm sure. But you know, and I coached a long time.
Yeah.
And Hank knows this too. As a skipper, as the manager, the game moves very, very fast.
Yeah.
Sometimes people looking on the outside don't think it is, but the game moves very fast. And you have to have an assistant coach, a bench coach, that's always whispering in your ear, say, hey, you got this, you got that.
He
And
has
I'm sure
that.
that you're one of those persons that
Oh, yeah.
do that. Because if not, if he doesn't have that, the game's gonna move past him.
Yep.
And over to my left, I got a famous person here, if you don't know that. And that's Vito Europoli. And Vito Europoli is Hank's right-hand man, isn't he, Hank?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
He's a big part of our
And,
group.
and you guys won back-to-back WPL championships. And my thought is, he's the brains behind this.
Well, he gets the bats. He gets all the girls love him. So he does a great job. You know, that's my little man right there.
But Vito is, you're also a baseball player, aren't you? Right? And you play for the Mohawk team too?
Yeah.
The Mohawk baseball team? And you also help here as well?
Yeah.
You know what I want to talk to you girls about, how we're going to start. We're going to talk about your season here. But before we do, the thing that I've noticed, and I need you girls to jump in here. The thing that I've noticed is that girls softball has exploded. It literally has exploded, especially around here. Now, obviously, we can say that because of the success of you guys, the success of Union, and the success of Neshannock. You've surpassed boys baseball in popularity. I went by Newcastle High School's field, George Washington, on a Saturday, and I saw Hank. The place was packed. So I stopped and watched, and it was a JV game. It was a JV game, and it was packed. Girls softball. So talk about it. Well, tell me, Hank, what do you think? How did that happen? And I want you girls to jump in about how do you think that happened, and why has it gained so much in popularity?
I'm going to talk real, no one talks about this, but over in Bessemer, Mohawk, Silver Creek softball was a big part of our area, and no one talks about it. Rob Lattès, Bill Grant has started that organization, and I think every one of these girls played for that organization. And then it was a big start, and it's very, very popular in our area. But Silver Creek softball.
When did that start?
It started in 2005, I believe. Mm-hmm. And it was a vision of, like I said, Rob Lattès, Bill Grannis, and it was, Frank Duddy was involved with that group. And the Shannick 2012 team, I think every one of those girls played for Silver Creek.
Is that right?
And it was a big part why they thought they won the state in 2012 and runner-up the year after. So
Sure.
No one ever talks about that, but that was a big reason why our area has exploded. Nishannick, Mohawk, of course, Union, Laurel,
Right.
All them young ladies.
I was going to say that, girls jump in there. Laurel always they're good.
Yeah.
But they're just good enough at the wrong time because of all these other great teams that they've
Right.
had to come across.
Well, they had to run into Nishannick, and
Right.
and I'm sure South Park feels the same way about us. They
Yeah,
run
but
into
you were going to
Mohawk.
talk about that. Now, Silver Creek, any of you girls are products of Silver Creek here? No?
Yeah,
You
I
are?
was an 8U.
Oh, you were?
Yeah.
8U.
Uh-huh.
8 years old.
Yeah,
Alyssa,
only
how
one
about you? Were you a
Yeah.
product? Oh, you
Yeah.
are?
Yeah.
You were there? And any of you girls?
Yeah, I used to play.
Yeah. Who taught you how to pitch, Miss Maggie?
Well, I've had 2 different pitching instructors. So I started out with Sam, and then now I go to Jim Metz.
I see. And even when you were a young girl, is it something that you gravitated towards? You wanted to do that?
Yeah, no, definitely. As soon as I started softball was pretty much when I got into pitching and traveling a little bit.
Mhm. There's nothing so competitive as being there, because even though softball was a team sport, the competition between you and that hitter is off the charts, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when you get some of those people. You know who Sammy Sosa is? You know who he is, the major league player? He's like a hot dog. Vito, you know who he is. Like, he stands there, he stares at the pitcher. So whenever you see somebody like that do that to you, you say, okay, come on, let's get it on. You have to have that competitive spirit. You got to be a bulldog out there. You know? What's the first pitch you should throw to every hitter? Do you know what it is?
I mean, if I'm a little better, I guess.
Let me tell you what it is. It's a strike. The first pitch you throw to every hitter is a strike. You want them 0-1, right? Okay, so tell me about, now you are back-to-back champions, WPIAL champions. And we're going to talk about what it takes to be a champion. And let's just go real quick. Let's go to your finals. And I know we got some games up here. Which games are these for Mohawk? I can't tell. But let's talk about the WPIAL Championship on May 29th against South Park. And I'm going to start with you, Addie. Tell me what that was like going into that game, during the game, how confident you were, and how you felt when that last out was made.
I was really confident we were going to win just because all the practice and preparation we had and just all the team bonding we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't really nervous.
You weren't nervous at all?
I was a little bit, but not a lot.
You won that game 6-1.
Yeah.
6-1. But, and what was the last out recorded? Do you remember?
McKenna caught a fly ball.
A fly ball.
I'm pretty sure.
And she was in the outfielder?
She was at second.
Second base. Okay, so when that happened, what was that feeling like?
It was just really a good feeling to know that we just won back to back.
Let me tell you what that feeling is. The only time you're going to get that feeling again is when you have a child or when you get married. That's the only time that you can have that same feeling, believe me. How about you? What were your thoughts going into the WPL final? Well, how you felt during that game and how you felt in that last out?
I mean, I always get the jitters, so I was obviously a little bit nervous. So, but I knew we were gonna win. We always have the best. I know our preparation is always better than the other team, so I had no doubt we were gonna win.
Is that right? And when
Yeah.
that last out, how'd you feel? As soon as the ball was up in the air, you knew it, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew it. Just relief and excitement.
You know, and I'm going to share this with Hank as a coach, and even with you guys. When you win as much as you guys do, when you win, and you can add on this, it's the wins are relief, and the losses are devastating. They're devastating, and the wins are like just a relief. Lexi, how about you? Now, you were a sophomore going into the WPL finals, right?
Freshman.
You were a freshman. Oh my God, you're only going to 10th grade, right? So this is the first one. You had to be some nervous, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
nervous.
But tell me, what were your thoughts? Did you play in that game?
Yeah, I ran for Reagan.
Oh, you ran for her. Is
Yeah.
that right? So you're on a basis. So your first thought was, please don't get picked off.
Yeah.
And so how did you feel when that last shot was made?
I was so excited.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And Miss Magno, how about you?
I mean, obviously it feels amazing, but
Yeah. But you're pitching though, right?
yeah.
So you got to put your game face on. Let me ask you this: how about the night before? Did you sleep? Because obviously the game starts with you.
Yeah.
The game is won and lost by your performance. Let's face it, you're a pitcher.
Yeah, I didn't really get nervous until like we were done with warm-ups and the game was about to start. That's when it like all kicks in for me. But then once I like start getting on the mat, I'm fine.
Yeah. Oh, you are. It just settles down. Just
Yeah.
another game, right? You know, I played fast pitch softball one time. You remember back in the days when men played fast pitch softball?
I do remember. It was
But-
back in the
men-
day.
And I played baseball. I played baseball at college. And I was a young guy. I was 22 years old. And one of the softball teams says, hey, we need a guy. And I never played fast pitch softball. I didn't know. So we played, Bob Sanko was the pitcher against us. You remember him? Bob Sanko was the best pitcher in Pennsylvania. So I'm batting up. First pitch he threw to me, I thought it was a freaking meteorite. It went so fast. I said, what am I doing here? It was unbelievable. I don't know how anybody can hit that. I have no idea. The ball was on top of you, and then you throw risers, correct?
Yeah.
And then you throw change-ups.
Yep.
So you're only, how far is the mound from there?
43 feet.
43 feet. So when you throw a fastball, it's coming on you fast. Now you're throwing a changeup, and they're swinging before the ball even reaches halfway the home plate, right? So, listen, question for you. To prepare for that WPL finals, what words of wisdom do you give the skipper?
Just to try to stay as calm as possible and away from everybody, which he did. He was kind of by himself at the end of the dugout because I think everybody was just so crazy and hectic, but he needed to just stay calm, just listen to, focus on what he needed to focus on. We would get the rest, stuff that we can't do that only he can do. So that's what
Hank, how nervous were you?
I'm going to be honest with you.
he was
For the
probably
first
sweating.
time in my life, coaching, being around coaching, I've never felt so confident.
Really?
Our preparation was so good. The practices, they were so focused. We stepped on that field that day, and our warm-ups were spot on. Not,
yeah?
they went before us,
Yeah.
South Park, and then we stepped on the field.
Right.
We went out there. The energy was from the dugout was actually driving me crazy.
And
It
the
was-
crowd.
It was just the energy.
You played at Cal U.
Played at Cal U. The pregame warm-up was insane.
Right.
So we did the pregame, and everything was like just everything. I was like, oh, we're ready.
Right.
We're ready. And I was not nervous.
Really?
No, I was not nervous. I could truly say that honestly. I was confident. And after we come out, and I'm telling you, our dugout energy, the entire team dugout energy was, I don't know if I've ever experienced it. You could play 1,000 travel games.
Right.
You're never going to have the experience that playing for a high school.
Oh,
having that
no
spirit.
way. The WPL championship? No way.
And
man. There ain't
honestly, we come off the field, and I peeked over to the dugout, South Park's dugout, and I think mentally,
They were
Oh,
scared.
they had him.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah, they were down already.
I just felt, and it was a tight game to the fourth inning.
Yeah.
You know, we had,
Well, you beat him 6-1.
we had, I think Caitlin come up with the first, was it Caitlin come up with that first RBI? I think
Yeah,
it
I
was.
do. Yeah, I think so.
And we just, as soon as we scored the first run, like I said, that whole day I go to the down by myself down at the end of the dugout.
Yeah.
I let, Coach Jen, Coach Alyssa, Coach Krista, I let them do their thing. TJ is back there with Game Changer. At one point when I went around to walk in the dugout, they were screaming so loud, I said, I got to get out of here.
Yeah.
I mean, the energy throughout that game. It was exciting. It was
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, but you got to guard against overconfidence too. Then you know.
I never felt we were overconfident. I just thought we
Yeah.
were so
Yeah.
prepared, so ready to go. Our coaches were locked in. Our kids were locked in. We got a scouting report. It just.
Well, you knew South Park. You played him a year before.
We played South Park the 2 previous years. We played them in the 23. We played them in the playoffs, and then we played the year before. We played in Sydney. Seckley, I mean, she's.
I was going to ask about Sydney Seckley. Does that bring fear into your into your hearts? Sydney Seckley? No, Sydney Seckley. No.
She's a great pitcher.
She is a good pitcher.
But the thing that we don't get is this young lady right here pitched the game, and I say the game of her life because she pitched a hell of a game in 24.
Mm-hmm.
But this year, it was just locked in. You watched that game, she was locked in. I think maybe you throw one pass ball, maybe. I don't even think she did.
Who's the catcher, by the way?
Miley Pistorius.
Oh, okay.
But she was so
Is
locked
she back?
in. She's back.
So you got a battery back.
The battery, the infielder's back. And like I said, we're missing one girl, Olivia Harris. So
Right.
she's a center fielder. But Reagan does not get the credit she deserves, and I've been saying this for a while. They get, how she cannot be named one of the, section best pitchers, I don't know. Because she went through the section and mowed them all down.
2 years in a row.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how you're not. You
And
know?
she didn't mention it, but her dad
Yeah.
has a lot to do with her success, too, because he works hard with her, pushes her.
I bet he does.
Yeah,
Surely.
so-
Yeah. Well,
Her dad,
that's
Frank.
the beauty of high school sports, and we're going to talk about that. But in baseball and softball, both sports, and from the pitcher, games are lost more than they're won, because if you're walking people and you're making errors, you lose the game.
Yeah.
And if you're not doing that, you're winning the game. You're winning the game. So, but I'll tell you why, and I've said this so many times, I'll tell you why I love high school sports and why I love doing this podcast. I have a lot of the high school baseball teams on, girls softball, and why I love doing it, because high school sports are still pure.
Sure.
It's still pure. The NIL and money has not corrupted high school sports. You're playing it for the love of the game. You're playing it for the camaraderie of your friends. The girls you girls are friends, you'll be friends for life. And you'll always remember what you've accomplished. You might not see each other for 15 years, but if one of your girlfriends call you up that you played with, you'll do whatever it takes to help them in any way that you can. Because that's what high school sports is. But more than that, it's the relationship between your father and mother and you for the games. Now, tell me your father didn't, or your mother didn't hug you after that game.
No, my dad did. My mom had to leave because my sister had to be somewhere.
Okay, but your dad
Yeah,
did,
my
right?
dad did,
How about
yeah.
you? Tell me, who in your family came and just gave you the biggest hug?
My mom and my dad,
Right.
and then my aunt and my sister.
They did. How about you guys? Tell me. How about you, Miss Magna?
Well, like both of my sisters, both my parents, and then my grandma all came around me.
They did. And how about you?
My dad and my grandparents.
You didn't? Did your fiance?
He wasn't there.
He wasn't there.
He wasn't there. But it's fun because
Dump him.
he was away. But my dad helps coach too, so it was fun that he was there. My younger sister, who was on the team last year, that went to the WPIAL and won, she was there. So it was exciting.
Right.
For
And
sure.
how about you, Hank? When that was over, who did you?
The first year.
Because I got to share a story.
In 24, we were the underdog, and we don't have a chance. Sydney didn't give up a run, and gave one run in April in 24, and no runs in May, and we scored 9
What?
runs.
The pitcher for South Park?
Yeah.
No kidding.
So I was excited. Like you said, Erica, was on the team. Erica Young, and her dad is, he's a volunteer now, but he was a longtime coach, assistant coach of mine. But
Oh, her dad?
her
I
dad.
took a spot.
Yeah, she took
That's
it. Yeah, so
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I was the first year. I think I tackled Lydia. I went out to the mound. I got Reagan, and I was so pumped up. This year, I wanted them to just go out.
Sure.
And I just casually walked out, and then I got mauled. But I
Yeah, you get
loved,
mauled, right.
I loved just having them enjoy
Tears
the
come
moment.
to your eyes?
Honestly, yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna
You know
tell you
why? Because
why.
you care.
Yeah, I care.
You
I
care.
about it. I'll do anything
Yeah,
for the girls.
I-
anything in the world.
When I coach high school sports, when I coach baseball, after a playoff win, I cry. I cry right in front of anybody. I don't care.
No,
I
I'm
care.
not- I'm not-
I
I'm
care.
not.
If I don't care, these guys aren't playing for you. If you don't care, they know if you
They
care.
know I care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You better believe you're going to get emotional. If you can't get emotional for this, but and why high school sports is so beautiful is because it's the relationship that you have with your parents and your family and the game. Like you guys know Ralphie Blundo. You know Ralphie Blundo? Ralphie Blundo is the basketball coach at Newcastle High School. And one of the greatest pitchers, not pitchers, a pitcher that I saw, was after the year they won the state championship, they were 31-0. And the place went crazy. Newcastle fans are running on the court. They're 31-0. They're state champions. But in the middle of that entire court is Ralphie Blundo, the coach, and his father hugging.
Yeah.
The beauty of high school sports. How's that not beautiful? How's that not beautiful? And that's what you guys share. And that's what makes this so precious, high school sports, because you get to experience this again next year, too. Because guess what? Target's on your backs, girls. Everybody's going to go look to hit Reagan Magno, right? They want a piece of you, and they're coming to play. There is a target on your back. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Look,
She can handle it. She
Yeah.
can handle. I'm telling you, she can handle
look, you're 3A WPIAL champs, right? So, and everybody knows it. So they're coming to play. Even the fall game. Do you guys play fall ball?
it. We're gonna start. Yeah, we're gonna play. We don't play in a league.
Right.
But we're gonna scrimmage. Neshannock,
Right.
Union. And
Did you
hopefully
play
Laurel.
Neshannock this year in non-conference games?
We did. We
Tell
don't
me
wanna-
about that.
We don't want to talk about it. We'd rather not talk about
You
it.
better
We
not.
didn't have our best day, but
Yeah.
but I will tell you, our schedule at the end of the year, we played Union 1-0 game, was a great game. We played Neshannock. We did it 2 years in a row. We loaded up the schedule the best we could to make sure we were ready for the playoffs. Our section is brutal. Our
Yes.
3A section is brutal, section
Yeah.
7. So we go through there, so we're ready in the playoffs. We're ready to go. Now the first playoff game, we stumbled. We stumbled a little
Yeah.
bit this year, and then we went after
Well,
that.
when you say you stumbled, you still won the game.
We still won. We played Waynesburg. We
Right.
stumbled a little bit. We didn't play our best game, and then we ended up coming on top. And
Right.
then we played Elwood, and the game was tight for some time, and then we went berserk.
Right.
And
Elwood battles, right? They scrap.
they're
Yeah.
scrappy.
Yeah.
The first game was 6-5. They're
Yeah.
like I
They
said,
scrap.
our section is tough.
Yeah.
Very good section.
Well, you got Elwood. Who else you got?
We got Avonworth.
Yes.
We got come on, ladies.
Hopewell.
Hopewell.
Well, right.
Yeah.
They're always going to be tough.
Yeah, they're tough. They were tough. We have, come on now, what am I drawing a blank?
Beaver
with?
Falls.
Beaver
Oh,
Falls.
boy, yeah, beautiful. And, well, you're three-time section champs.
Back to
23,
back.
24, and 25.
Yes, we are.
That just doesn't happen.
No, it doesn't. I
Yeah.
mean, like I said, I'm very lucky. We have a lot of talent on this team, but they do not rest on their talent. They work hard. I mean, Lydia's lifting tires, dump trucks, whatever she's lifting constantly. Addie's working hard. Reagan's doing her thing. Lexi's doing her thing. And Alyssa's been a part of the program for a long time.
Yeah.
She was on the 2018 state team that we were runner-up 2-1.
Right.
So
Oh,
she
yeah.
was
Who beat you in that state championship team?
Upper Dolphin.
Upper Dolphin, right? 2-1?
2-1.
2-1. That's a heartbreak. I'd rather lose 20-0
Me
than
too.
2-1.
2-1. And the way we lost, we had Trinity Voss 15 strikeouts in that game. It hit her foot and ricocheted out in the left field. So this group has what it needs to make it there, to get there and win the game. We just
Next
need-
year.
Yep. What we need to do, the last 2 years we fell short, and we were a better team. I just felt we were a better team. So this year, what we're gonna do, we gotta, first things first, section. Hopefully get back to the Whitfield and win the Whitfield. We're gonna drive around the school for that first day game.
Oh, yeah?
We gotta get there.
Yeah.
We're gonna drive around that bus. I'm gonna break the mojo.
Yeah.
We win that first one, we're gonna take off.
Yeah. Now, do you play Neshannock in non-conference and Union?
This year?
Yeah.
Yes, we do. We play Neshannock, Laurel, and Union in
And Union,
non-conference.
you do. Union, I tell you what, Union is a single A team. They're good.
Yeah.
They're
yeah.
good. Did you play them this past year?
We lost 1-0.
They beat you 1-0?
Yeah, Mia's
Mia Pruz?
Mia Pruz is she's a hard worker. She takes nothing for granted. She's a good kid. And we know all about Addie over at Neshannock.
Yeah, we know about Addie.
Addie's tough, she's tough, but she had a lot of support, over
Listen,
there.
yeah, you
Yeah,
got to
I mean-
hand it to them. Listen, 100-1, no matter what, obviously it's your peers and your competitors with them, but at the same time, you have to respect that. just the way they respect you guys. And they said that to me. They respect you guys. They respect Union. And you gotta tip your hat to them to what they've accomplished.
We did. I mean, there's no doubt what they did is special. They had a lot of, they had the No Gay girls, They had, Leah, Erilyn, and Jaden. Then they got Gabby Quinn. They had a lot of good. They had a lot of good players on that team. And then this year, we were going into the Whitfield game. We were going first. Shannick was going second. Union was going third.
Right.
I said,
Yeah, no,
the only
that's
way to
cool.
go 3-0. Don Rebel goes, but Lawrence County's
Don
representative.
Rebel's a sports writer.
I said, Don, let me tell you something right now. I said, we're going to win. The Shannick's going to win and Union's going to. We're going to go 3-0 for Lawrence County. And not only that, to these young ladies here, we stayed and watched the Shannick.
I know that, right.
And
You
we
said that.
stayed and watched Union.
That's right.
And when Union was up there, I think the game was tied. Our students went to their student section. They were going crazy.
going crazy.
Tell me that's not special.
That's class.
Tell me that's not. And we stayed the entire day.
That's right.
And we delayed our celebration till later.
Right.
But it's not like we forced them to stay. They wanted to stay. So we were walking around,
Right.
we had the gold medal on,
That's
we're all
beautiful.
happy, fired up.
That's special, and that's class. That's what you do. You respect one another, and you do that. Now, if you played them the next day, even in a practice game, you're going for blood. It's for a bucket of blood.
Yeah.
But at that time, yes, you're all there, and that's what classy teams do.
It was a
That's what you do.
special day.
Yeah.
It was a special day.
That's magnificent when you think about it. 3 Lawrence County teams win the WPL championship. 2 of them win the state champ, but still 3. It's so hard to win the WPL championship. Why is it so hard? Because there's only one winner. Everybody else is not a winner. They're all hard. And I'm going to share a story with you about, just so you know how special it is that you actually won a championship, and it put it in perspective for me. Do you guys know who Chuck Tanner is?
He owns
No.
that restaurant.
Yeah. Oh, you're so young. You know who Chuck Tanner is? No. Okay, Chuck Tanner was a baseball manager for the Pittsburgh Pirates, Chicago White Sox, Oakland Athletics, and he's from Newcastle. The last time the Pittsburgh Pirates won a World Series was 1979, and Chuck Tanner was the manager from Newcastle. Everybody knew Chuck, right?
Oh, yeah.
Everybody. Chuck was larger than life. He was the Pittsburgh Pirates manager. Well, I was a principal, and before every day at school, I would stop at Tanner's restaurant because Chuck owned it then, and he was retired then, and he would be sitting at his counter, and I'd go in every morning to talk with him because I loved hearing his baseball stories about the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Oakland Athletics and the Chicago White Sox, all them games. So I was actually on a baseball team that won a national championship, and I used to wear that ring. So one day Chuck says to me, "What's that ring you got on?" And I said, "Oh, Chuck, I didn't want to say it. I won a baseball championship because this guy won a World Series. Come on." I'm a little bit embarrassed. And I said, "Chuck," I says, "Oh, excuse that." So I said, "Excuse that." So I said, "Chuck, I mean, you won a World Series. What's that ring? What's that ring?" And I said, "Well, I was on a baseball team that won a national championship." And he said, "Let me tell you something. 90% of the people in this world never win a championship. You win a championship, there's only one champion." He said, you should be proud of that. He said, "That's your peer. You won a championship with your peers. I won a championship with my peers. It doesn't make yours any less. You are a champion." And that's how you girls have to think. You won a WPL championship. You carry that for the rest of your life. Nobody can ever take that away from you. And guess what? It's hard to win. It's hard to win a WPL championship. You know why? Because only one person does it. Only one team does it. And it's supposed to be hard. So you girls got to be commended. Not only did you win one, you won 2 in a row. And guess what? You're looking to win a third. And it's going to be even harder. Right? It's going to be even harder to do that. So let me ask you girls something. Who was the first team all section here? You were?
Me.
You were first team all section? And who did that? Was that the paper, the Pittsburgh paper that did that?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know? How's that done, Hank?
It's voted on by the press. By
Oh, the
Post
press?
Gazette, Trib, yeah.
Right, and so you were the first team, so that's a heck of an accomplishment. Not only did you get team achievements, but you also had that personal achievement as well. So let me ask you, what was more important? This is a silly question, but I'm going to ask anyway. What was more important, winning that WPL championship or being first team?
Winning the championship.
Yeah, of course it was, right? We know that. It has to be that. And somebody else was honorable mention here. Who was?
Lydia.
Oh, you were
I
honorable
was
mention.
on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was first team.
Oh, you were first team all section too, as a first baseman.
Yeah.
That's right. And you play any other position?
I play third for my travel team a little bit, but first is my main position.
I see. And you girls, not that you mentioned travel, you girls play travel now?
Yeah.
Are you still playing travel? All of you? And you're pitching now this summer?
Well, I mean, we're done for the summer, but yeah, I was pitching.
You did? Does your arm ever get sore?
Not really.
No? See, obviously, we played baseball. You can only throw one time and then you got to rest for 3 days. And girls softball or any softball, it doesn't make your arm sore.
I mean, sometimes it's like a little bit sore, but it's like I'm never like tired. Like I can keep pitching. So.
And let me ask you this: to be able to do that, and obviously you're pitching all the time. There's not a pitch count in girls softball, is there?
There's not, but if we get, I mean, I don't, if we get to 120 pitches, then we'll start to, over 100 pitches, we're gonna see what's going on.
And what for you? What's your workout like? Do you do a workout in order to be able to pitch like that? And I'm a layperson. I don't know. I've never pitched in softball. So what's that like?
I just stay like consistent, making sure I pitch at least like 3 times a week, and it kind of just keeps me.
And you do
fresh.
running or weightlifting or anything?
I do weightlifting on and off, depending on like the parts of the year with my other sports as well. So.
Yes. And how about you girls? You girls do weightlifting and training in during the off season? You
Yeah.
do?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So you actually do weightlifting. right?
Yeah, I have
Just-
a trainer.
Oh, you do? And what do you do? And you do running too as well?
Yeah, we do conditioning. Like I'll do like sleds outside, and then I do like heavy weight stuff, like with the bar and stuff like that.
Right. And you're going to college?
Yeah,
Where
I
are you
am.
going?
I'm going to Gannon.
Oh, that's right. You're going to go to Gannon. You're going to play
Yeah.
there too? Do you know it snows there?
Yeah, my dad's
Quite a
from
bit.
there.
Now, Lydia, how many home runs you had this year? So
Yeah,
I know you
tell
had
me.
the gang.
I think I had 8 maybe or 7. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the leader in the WPR was the Mangieri girl from Newcastle, right?
Yeah, she had 15.
Do any of you girls play with her during the summer? No? In travel team? No? So do you girls play with among yourselves for the travel team? Are you guys girls all on the same team, or are you on different teams?
I mean, we have some girls on the team that are on the same team, but none of us 4 are on the same team.
Oh, so you're on different. So there's a chance you may be pitching against some of these girls.
Yeah, I have.
Oh, you have? Oh, this year? Has it happened this summer?
Yeah.
It is. Wait a minute. Who'd you pitch against?
I pitched against Addie.
Addie?
Yeah.
Okay. And she batted 3 times against you?
Or no, I mean it wasn't like a full 7-inning game.
Oh, wasn't? She batted once against you?
Yeah, I think so.
And what happened?
What happened?
She got a hit off.
Ah! Did you lay it in there, or did you try to get her out?
I was having a really rough day, so I kind of was laying them all in there.
Did you, when you got to first base, you give her a little look and go, "I got you"? Did you do
Yeah, I
that?
just started laughing.
That's really funny. But you know what, though? That's the beauty of it. That's what makes sports so great.
Yeah.
Once you go into between the white lines, you're on opposite sides. She's not your friend anymore, right? You know what? One time when I was in high school, my brother played second base, and we had a rival game. And you know what I did when I ran to second?
Cleared them.
I sent them out to the outfield. I knocked them over so hard. There's no friends between the lines. So let me ask you guys this. So now that you're going to be starting it, obviously, for next year, and you do play fall, right, to prepare yourself for the fall. And you'll probably play a few of the games. Is South Park going to be your main rival this year?
Mark, you just don't know who got, these other teams who's coming up.
Is that pitcher back?
Yeah, she'll
Sydney
be back.
Sackley?
Sydney-
She's back.
She'll be back. So there's like I said, Elwood's got, some kids coming up. Beaver Falls got a kid coming up. They got some, you never know what the other teams have coming up,
Right.
know. And, but I can tell you that, like I said, these girls, They work so hard. You never have to push them to do anything. Yeah, we're gonna go out there and give it everything we got.
Yeah. Well, if you think about it, and you segued right into it, what I was getting to next. To win a championship, a lot of things have to fall into place. Not only girls, and I'm going to share this with you. Not only do you have to have good players, we know that.
Yeah.
You know, you can't coach you can't be a good coach without good players.
Yes.
You have to have good players, right? And you have to have a couple times that ball. You got to have a seeing eye single. You know, you got to have a little bit of luck. And you got to have hard workers, disciplined players, but you have to have good coaching too. You got to have good coaching. What makes Hank Pizzula such a good coach?
He just cares a lot, and he always, like, if some of us want to go hit, like, late at night, he'll show up and, like, work with you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So he gives you that extra, right?
Mm-hmm.
How about you? What do you think? What makes Hank such a good coach? You call him Hank or Coach or Skip or what?
No.
You call him bad name?
He so our practices aren't so super serious that we aren't having fun while also playing. I think that's very important. Like, you're also having fun while you're playing. If not, then everyone's gonna play so super tense and
Right.
not be like, oh my gosh,
So
what
it's
if
loose.
I make an error? Yes, super
But
loose.
it's loose, but it's specific. You got to
Yeah.
there's work to be done.
Right, yeah, we can't mess around whenever we're doing a drill, but
Yeah.
if we're on a water break, we mess around with them a little bit.
Of course. Yeah. How about you guys? How about you? What do you think about Coach Hank? I mean, what makes him such a good coach? Because he's a good coach. You don't win 2 WPL championships with a bad coach.
He has
Yeah.
so much confidence in all of us.
Yeah. And how about you, Miss Magna? What do you think?
Well, I think it just everything lines up because we do all mess with him. We jib back and forth all the time, so it just makes it a lot more relaxed when we're there. And you always do better whenever you're not all tense and nervous.
Now, how about when he comes out to discuss, maybe you're in a tough situation, the base is loaded, 2 outs, and he comes out and he speaks to you. Does that ever happen to you a few times during a game?
Yeah, it's happened a couple times.
And what do? You tell him to get the heck off my mouth?
No, I mean,
Or is he sending Alyssa out?
I mean, I feel like that time I just spend trying to take a deep breath and center myself back so that I can improve on whatever I'm struggling with.
Right. And, those games are intense, right? So are there any times when you throw a helmet or you throw a bat? Has that ever happened?
Never.
No?
Never.
Really?
Never.
I coached in Newcastle High School. My guys were good throwers, and it wasn't with the ball.
Yeah. No, never. That's never happened.
Really?
No.
Wow. So you guys always keep your composure. That's something, right? I mean, even if you strike out with the bases loaded, doesn't get you upset? No? Well, I always said this. You know the only player who hasn't struck out with the bases loaded? You know who that was? Do you?
Player that doesn't play.
Player who never played before. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. It's the only player who never struck out with the bases loaded. Anybody who's ever played baseball or fast pitch softball has struck out in at the most critical times. And you are defined by how you react in those situations, because you know what? You get the bat again, no matter what. So, and you picked a very hard sport to play. Softball is a hard sport to play. Let's face it. What did you hit this year?
I think I hit 436.
You hit 436. So that means half the time you made an out, right?
Yeah.
Half the 500. The other percentage, if you look at it, was 560 that you didn't perform, correct? So you performed well, but nevertheless, you failed more times than you achieved.
Yes.
Correct? At the bat. How about you? What'd you hit?
I think a 513.
513. So you were actually a little bit over. You were a little bit over. Now, how about you? What'd
I
you hit?
didn't
Do you remember?
hit. I had somebody hit for me.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Next year or so, you'll be there. And how about you?
I think I was between 350 and 400.
350 and 400. So you failed at least 6 out of 10 times. So the point is, this is a hard sport. It's a hard sport. You're going to fail more times than you're going to succeed. Now, obviously, defensively, it's a little bit different. You got to have a high fielding percentage. You got to make the play. But offensively, the idea is to get a hit or to get on base. And most times, you're going to fail at that. That's how hard this sport is. Now, you play also, what, basketball or something?
I played basketball and volleyball.
You play basketball, okay. All right, let's go to basketball. If you make 5 or 10 shots, where are you sitting?
On the bench.
On the bench, right? Right? If you miss 7 out of 10 shots, you're sitting on the bench. Not you in softball or baseball. You've chosen the hardest sport to play, no doubt. You know, but that's what makes it beautiful, and that's why what you've achieved means so much, so much. So what are you looking forward to in 2026 coming up?
Like on the softball team?
Yes, of course. And this is your senior year, so there's going to be, girls, this is your senior year, right? So there's going to be a lot of distractions, you know? There's the prom, there's all those things that you guys do. So you're going to have to stay focused. How you plan on, not only do you have to stay focused, people expect you to win now, right? And there's a target on your back. So how are you going to prepare for that?
I feel like just working hard, like every day of the week. Like I feel like with our preparation as a team, like individually, even when we're not together, we always are working hard individually. So we're all gonna be prepared, no matter if it's like some girls will be in basketball whenever we're working as a team in winter, but they're always prepared because they're doing extra work outside of them.
Yes.
So I feel like that's how we'll be prepared in that way.
Yeah.
And then as a team, we always seem to click no matter what.
Yeah.
Like our team chemistry last year, I think, was like probably the best team I've ever been on. Like everyone just got along.
You have to have that.
And it was super fun.
Yeah.
Like
That's
all
because
the
of
time.
Hank. Really.
Yeah, it is.
Hank creates the chemistry.
It
There's
is.
no doubt.
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
Addie, how about you? I mean, how do you think about going into this year? Obviously, there's going to be a lot of pressure on you.
Yeah.
There is, you know. So how's your mind working? How are you thinking about approaching this season?
I think we should like just approaching it the same we have been the past 2 years, because that seems to be working really good for us. And maybe just like putting in just a little bit extra work during our practices.
And obviously, it's going to be, your time is going to be limited, because not only that, you're playing basketball this year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know you're going to be going back and forth.
Yeah.
You know you're going to have to be packing the lunch.
I know.
And how about you, Reagan? How are you going to prepare? You know.
I mean, just keep putting that work and improving, and then when the season comes, I want to push us as far as we possibly can go and win that state championship.
Wow. And do you, in the wintertime, do you go into an indoor facility and work on your pitching?
Yeah, I do. I do all throughout the year.
You do? And where do you go for that? Like when it's real cold out and you know, and where do you go?
I work in Zolo some, and then like my lessons and stuff are always at Raw.
Wow. That's and who do you do your lessons with?
Gym Mets.
Oh, that's right, you did say that. And Lexi, how about you? This is a big year for you, right? Yeah. So
Yes.
you got to be looking forward to, although you're not going to be a senior, but still, you know, one day you are going to be a senior, you know. So now, you know, you're going to be a sophomore,
Yep.
right? And you have a good chance of playing a lot. How are you preparing for that this year?
Just gonna keep working hard and keep doing what I'm doing.
And do you go to the same facility that she does in the wintertime? Do that? Oh no. You play another sport too?
I play volleyball.
Oh, you play volleyball. That's right. You did say volleyball. And Alyssa, you coming back next year?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
She's not going nowhere.
yeah. He's not gonna let you go.
No.
And let me ask you then. Do you help these girls in the wintertime too as well?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, do you live in Mohawk?
I do.
Oh.
I went to Mohawk. Well, we talked about that earlier, but
Yeah.
I teach at Mohawk also.
Oh, you teach school there?
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
What do you teach?
Middle school math.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
You know, I was a principal.
Yeah.
Yes, I was. You know, so I have an affinity for teachers. It's not an easy job.
Yeah.
And not only that, but you're in a building, and you really have a lot of relationships with these girls. You
Yeah,
know?
I stay connected with them, especially, well, this past year was my first year teaching, but the girls would always come in my room all throughout the year. I'd see
Right.
them in the morning, and then
That's
when
special.
when they're in basketball season, I like to support them as much as I can, and we talk. You know, Lydia and I talk. We've been talking since the season ended, already talking about next year, and I love that. So,
Yeah.
but I've had a couple of our upperclassmen already looking forward to next year, seeing things we could maybe do differently, give their opinions, which I love to hear. It's awesome for me. So
That's cool.
yeah.
And you know, when you're ready to hand over the realms, you have the perfect person, right?
We have
Krista
a
too.
we have-
Krista's not
we-
here tonight.
Krista's also, Krista Nativia from the
Oh,
Shannons
Nativia,
also,
yeah.
she's also coaching at Mohawk. So yeah, these two young
She
ladies.
teaches there too, so we kind of.
Oh, she does, yeah,
Yeah.
right. Well,
And
you're
it's
very
great.
fortunate because obviously you're with the Newcastle School District and these girls are in the school, so you have a direct line. You know exactly what these girls are doing through your teachers. right?
Yep, I do.
Yeah,
And they,
it's
they-
so
they-
important to be in a building.
It's important, and I'm lucky. Jen's also was a teacher for quite some time now. She's just a sub, and like I said, I have I'm so lucky because the coaching staff that I have with
You do.
Jen, with Krista, with Alyssa, with TJ, her dad being a volunteer, my little guy over there, Vito. I'm
My
a
man
lucky
Vito.
guy, and you could be the best coach in the world, but you gotta have talent.
Oh, no.
And
you gotta you have to have good assistants.
yeah, I got these guys. They work hard on it's constant scouting report. Whatever we can get the girls, we get them. Getting new uniforms this year. Excited about that. And we didn't mention that Reagan is committed to Holy Cross.
Yes, that's right. I did that.
So-
that's really something. Listen, when you go to Holy Cross, a Division I school, there's going to be a lot of Reagan Magnos there. You're not going to be the only one. And it's a mind game. You have to put yourself. You got to bring your A game every time. But you're ready for that. But and as we're talking about teachers in the classroom, in the school, it's so important because any of these girls have problems, you go right into her class, right? And
Yeah.
she can help. You can help
I
out.
had a
That's
couple
very
this
important.
Year. It was
Yeah.
It
very
was nice
important.
that they could lean on Krista and I and just like open up and say, I need help.
Right.
I don't understand this, whatever, and we can figure it out.
Yeah, you can
It
help
helps.
them out. It means so much.
Yeah.
And because all the kids, they're kids. We keep forgetting that they're kids, and they always need a person that they can go to. And Hank, and you know this too, Hank. As being the skipper and the head coach, you're as good as your assistant coaches.
Yes.
And you don't win without really good assistant coaches.
Like I said, I'm fortunate. I got great people that work hard, scouted reports, and
Yeah.
I'm a very lucky guy. Like I said, Jen and Krista and Alyssa, TJ.
Yeah.
We all have like a different role. I think
Everybody
that's
has a
what
different
helps.
role.
Right.
You know.
Well, I've always paid attention to high school baseball. Johnny Quall, he's got a great. He got some assistant coaches that are awesome.
Right.
Coach Ladder and all those guys, they're awesome. When Billy Cook at Newcastle High School won the WPL championship and the state championship, he had Eric Montosi. You don't win without really good assistant coaches whispering in your ear. You don't. You can't. They mean so much.
I have all women on my staff.
I
I got, like I said, Vito down there. He's the back guy. I got TJ behind me, but Jen, Jen calls the pitches, and Chris and Alyssa charts, and then Krista, talks in between innings and whatnot. But when Jen's in the middle of the game and she's calling, I gotta just take my bucket and move over here.
And move over, yeah.
I'm telling you right now, I love her. She gets a hot flash, you better scatter. I love her to death. I know she's gonna get back because I said it, but I love her to death. She's just a great coach, and I'm fortunate to have these guys.
Yeah,
very,
you are.
very fortunate.
The art of coaching is knowing when you have to coach and knowing when you have to shut up.
I always felt after a tough loss, the less you say, the better you are.
Oh, don't I know that?
The less you say, the better you are.
Don't I know that?
So yeah, I'm looking forward to 26. I can't wait to get started with these young ladies, and I know they'll work hard. Like I said, Lydia's constantly she's lifting, working out,
Yeah.
and all these girls are
You
doing
know-
what it takes. Addie's she's gonna get recruited here very soon. There's quite a few schools looking at her, so we'll get her locked up here pretty
Yeah,
soon.
that's cool. What you said is so important, like after the game. When I was coaching high school, I never spoke to my team after the game. There's too many emotions, winning and losing. And I was afraid, especially when I lost, I was not a good loser. I was afraid what I would say. I waited till the next day. I never addressed my team after a game. How about you?
Mark, I couldn't do it. We had a couple tough games, like I said, but it prepared us, So, I talked to when we win. It's all good stuff.
Oh, it's easy when you win.
It's all good stuff. I was probably the most emotional after that first round this year, more than any other year, because I felt that we were better. we were prepared. I just don't know what it was. But
Oh, you're talking about after the WPL championship? Yeah.
at that's first day game. So I just, you know, I was emotional, you know.
Yeah.
So
Well, you
I
know-
care for them. I care so much,
Yeah.
and these girls, you know, at Mohawk have an opportunity to do things that, you know, going for a third WPIAL, and to win the first school, you know, the 70 basketball team was a runner-up. We were
Yeah.
runner-up in 18.
I remember that. That's how old I am. The
Yeah.
70 basketball
So,
team.
you know, we're
Dalzay,
yeah,
right?
yeah. So we're gonna try to break that curse. We're gonna try to bring home. Now the track team has won multiple state championships, but no team at Mohawk has won a state championship.
Oh, really?
No. So we're the runner-ups. Quite a few runner-up girls basketball with Mike O'Lear, the 1970 team, and then the boys team, and then us in 2018 runner-up. We're gonna try to break that mold.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
Listen,
it's special. Very special.
Well, let's think about it this way. Next year, we'll do another podcast, and we may have the Mohawk girls on here as WPL champions and state champions.
That's the goal. I mean, that's a goal. It's tough to get to, you know. We're going to do everything we can. When she was playing, we had Ralphie Blundo come over and talk right after that state championship, and
Oh,
he
yeah.
had his ring on, and he spoke to us. So,
Right.
you know, I go in his office when he has a tough game, and, you know,
Oh,
we
yeah.
talk both ways. You know, when I'm on the field, I go see him, and he does his thing. So.
Well, you know, Ralphie Blundo, what his daughters tell me, that after a tough playoff loss, he don't come out of his bedroom.
I'm gonna be
I
honest
know
with
that
you.
feeling, and so do you.
After that game, I pretty much didn't go anywhere because we have such community support.
Oh, you know.
Our community.
How about when you guys came back to Mahoney?
Oh,
Town?
forget about it.
Yeah,
It was crazy.
People were all there when you got
Yeah.
off that bus. Is that cool?
Fire
Yeah.
trucks, yeah. I mean, it was awesome. So, you know, and our boosters, I have to mention, you know, our boosters are awesome. They raise, you know, Christy, Melissa, you know, they raise, you know, Bill. They raise so much money. Andrew, I mean, it's just Heidi. You know, it's such a good group, and we want to get the girls everything that we can get them.
Absolutely.
You know.
As I said, there's nothing better than high school sports. It's the purest sport left, and you do it for the love of the game, and you do it for the friendships and the relationships that you develop. And you know, here's what's interesting, and I've said this 1,000 times, why I love coaching high school sports. I'd rather coach high school sport than any sport. When that day comes, Hank, that you're called to the great place in the sky when you're 95 years old, you know who's going to be carrying your coffin? These girls.
Yeah, I love them.
Because they're going to remember, you're going to remember 20, 30 years from now, my God, what a great guy he was, and what a great coach he was. And you'll always remember that. And that's why you coach. It ain't about the money, right?
And it's not about the money. I'll do
money.
anything. They know I'll do anything for them. And she said, Addie said, you know, she called me. I was literally in bed sleeping, and she called me on the phone. She's banging the phone. I'm like, what's going on? She goes, hey, and Lydia as well. I forget who else was there that night, but they said, hey, I think so. She said, you want to come down to the facility and hit with us? I said, give me 5 minutes. I put my shorts on and went down. So that's the commitment that they have.
Yeah, right.
And
That's
I'm
the
never
commitment
gonna-
you have.
I'm never
You
say
got to
no.
do it, right? You
Never
can't say
say
no, right?
And
You
know
don't
what?
want to.
I start work at 6 a.m. I gotta
I
stay
know
all
that.
night with them. So.
I know. I work with this guy. I know how early he gets there. And I know how hard he works. So, hey guys, we could do this all night. I really enjoyed this. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you girls come on. And I know some of you didn't want to do this, but I appreciate that you guys did. And guess what? Next year, I got a feeling we're going to be back here. We're going to do this again. So thank you so much, Ronnie. You're the best. Thanks. That was a wonderful time. Thanks so much. Vito, you're the man, buddy.
We all know there's an advantage to being the home team, to playing at home. And at LGKG, we have been your home team for over 90 years.
We're more than just a law firm. We're your friends, your neighbors, an advocate when life takes an unexpected turn.
We're not just lawyers that practice law. We live in this community, just like you.
When you need us most, we're at our best.